Welcome back to Huffler Garage. So we're back out here again on the lake with another box. This is the cozy 7.5 foot inflatable dinghy. Right now it is $329 on Amazon. So we're going to unbox it and show you what you get with it. And this might be one of the cheapest setups to get out on the water. Let's get this thing opened up. All right, let's get this unboxed. We got the tape cut. And we're just going to dump it. All right, it comes with what is normally a repair. That's to tighten the valves for your air chambers. Oh, it actually comes with quite a few patches. Nice. All right, we're just gonna put that back. We don't plan on ripping it the first day. All right, so on this boat, there's our seat. And I'm assuming one floor piece. Our oars. Oh, and a carrying bag. I didn't see that on there. It's actually kind of a nice one. I will say, every time you try to pack these down, you got to get kind of good at it to make them fit in these. So when you roll it up tight. So this boat on the listing shows that you can register it. As far as I can see right now, there's no MSO paperwork. Maybe it's inside the boat. Guess we'll find that out here shortly. This one also is a flat bottom boat. It doesn't have a keel like our other inflatable dinghies. Trash. All right. Nice strap. Good with that bag. All right, let's roll this baby out. Oh, that thing is cute. That is way smaller than what I pictured in my head. So, this thing does have a 660-pound capacity, which it says 2-person. So 2 people in your gear. You should be easy enough to load it off. And I do not see, don't see any MSO paperwork, so maybe we'll have to get on their website and email them and see about getting some paperwork to get it registered. But does it have a hull ID? See starboard is what it says on the plate. You know what, I'll check that out when we get it inflated. All right, so I went and grabbed a foot pump that we already have open because we have a blue million of these things. So we're gonna leave that in the package. And, you know, normally we would use our electric pump, but since this one's so small, let's see how long it takes. Start with this side. Oh, that is like the cutest little chamber. Okay, so what I've learned from other dinghies is that you don't want to pump it all the way up because of the style of seat this one has. It doesn't just slide in, it actually clasps and grabs to these straps. So we're only going to put enough air in it to get it pumped up, put the seat in it, and then we'll pump it up the rest of the way. All right, I'm gonna stop there for right now. Dang, that thing is so cute. All right, so did I see any instructional paperwork? Was there any paperwork? Un momento. There was what looked like a little book in here. Hey, user manual. All right, cool. Let me read through this real quick so we can see how they say to put the floor slide in and the seat. All right, so I may have inflated this a little bit too much, but we can always air it down. We're gonna put the floor slide in it and the seat, and then our oars. And as far as the amount of time it's taken to pump this up, we're only at like 2 minutes. So very quick with the foot pump, and we'll time the rest of it as we fill it all the way up. So, I don't know what you would call this piece, but it slides down in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let air out. All right. It slides in like that. Nice tight fit.
Watch the lid.
I see the lid. Oh, but that is a tight fit. All right. So that's the middle slat. It has 3 aluminum slats there for your feet. It's getting hot out here, and it ain't even 8 a.m. yet. 2 of these slats were already installed, I'm assuming for the pack down and packaging. So we just had to add the center one. All right, so 8 a.m., it's already 80 degrees. We tried to get an early start. Yesterday it was 105, so we're trying to make it out here, but it's quite unpleasant. As far as the seat's concerned, it did only come with packaging on one side to, I assume, keep it from breaking. Only on one side. Let's get this removed. Rubber tape. Put our trash over here. Okay. So, pretty simple. You can see these edges, they just clasp right onto these straps. And you definitely want to do this before you pump it all the way up because you'll never be able to pull them in far enough to hook that seat. Other than the oars, that's the basic assembly. Let's pump it the rest of the way up. All right, let's get to pumping. Pump up this one that I deflated. Say that's good for now. Ah! Well, if you know anything about our other videos, I've done this before, make sure your valves are locked in the closed position. Pump it again. Try this one more time. There we go. All right, on for our second chamber here. The PSI rating on this is 3.6 PSI, which is 0.25 bar. Normally we use the electric one because it tells us, and we're able to just set it right at the right PSI. So today, with foot pump, we'll be using a manual PSI checker. Nice. And one last chamber, and then we'll get our oars put on. Shoot, that one's actually kind of already pumped up. All right. I'm gonna roll with that as an eyeball measurement. Get our manual checker here in a minute. But let's get these oars put on. Oars are pretty simple. You got a push pin here. Push it down. Lock it in like that. Let me get all my trash up so we don't lose any in the lake. nut comes off. Oh, come on, lock in there. All right, there's our oars. Oh. Well, upon just that, I will say these are very tight. Hopefully they'll loosen up. I really had to actually kind of open them with my fingers to get them in. But there's a fully assembled $329 dinghy. And this thing only weighs 52 pounds. So, you can easily pick it up, throw it. Oh, real quick, since our plate here said C starboard for the serial number, let's see if we can find where on the starboard side. Is it on the outside? Maybe on the back too. Well, we'll figure that out later. Let's get our pressure gauge, sorry, and check the PSI on this and shoot, get it out on the water and see what she does. So we have our pressure gauge here, and it just goes right into the valve. And looks like I got it to a little over 2 PSI. We need to pump it up just a bit more. This one does have the markings for the 3.6 PSI and the bar. And this one is specific for dinghies and chambers of that. We'll leave a link in the description for it. So let's pump this up the rest of the way. Yeah, I don't think we can get to 3.6 with the foot pump, because the best I've gotten is right at 3, and I'm standing up on the foot pump. So let's carry this up, use the electric pump, get it to its actual fill pressure. But this come in handy. I wouldn't have known that. Sometimes we have pumped these up with foot pumps, so now we know that they're probably under PSI. So let's set our pressure. Oh. All right. So much easier than a foot pump. And for our last chamber, we'll also have a link in the description for our trusty electric pump. We've had this thing for, I want to say 4, 5 years now. And it hasn't ever failed to work in its entirety. Easy enough. And bam, fully inflated and ready to put an engine on it and get it out on the water. Ain't that adorable? She's so small with that engine on there. But we have already found our first issue. On the transom, the mounting plates for the engine, it is actually 1 inch or 1.5 inches lower than the top of the transom. And if you look on our other boats, like the Brisses, that plate actually comes up to the top of the transom. So we may pull them screws and move that up just because it's not sitting properly on there. But we're gonna go ride it, see what she's like. All right, since our engine is up on the plate a little bit, you should always use a safety cable. It goes through the transom plate, loops back through, and then there's an eyelet here on the engine. You clip it right too. That way, if it does happen to come off the transom, it just doesn't go to the bottom of the lake. So,
If it doesn't rip that plate off.
well, it might rip that plate off. Who knows? But we'll find out. If it rips out the plate, I think viewers should view it more and give us money. I don't know. All right, let's get to riding. It's definitely different in its handling. Without that kill, it kind of skates. But I like it. Pretty dope. All right, let's get the other boat in and go out. I'm gonna take off. Okay, so like any move that you make side to side, this thing is just. I'm gonna test the speed here in a second. You wanna go on out? I mean, I will say for a little ass boat, turning radius isn't bad. I mean, it's nimble. I'll give it that. So our top speed was 13.4 mile per hour. That's actually pretty quick. Because isn't that what the, I have to look back, but the Brisses did about 12 to 13 on a 10-footer with the 6 horsepower. This one also planes really quick. Is it the most comfortable thing? No, but I mean, at 13 miles per hour, that can get you across the lake. Heck yeah. This was fun. Let's see what happens when we up the power just a little bit. A half a horsepower. So we just got back from our initial ride with the 6 horsepower. And as you can see, there was water that got in it. That partially came from turning too sharp, along with I hit wake off of our bass boat, and it pushed water up in me. But also, this thing sprays water out the side, so I soaked the bass boat as well. I don't think this is going to be a dry boat, but you know, if you're going out on the lake, you're going to get a little wet. Obviously, if you're not doing top speed and crazy stuff like I am, then you'll probably stay dry. But we're gonna put a little more power on it and see what happens. So I'm dumping out the water, but just take a quick look at the bottom of this boat. There's no extra protection, strafing. On some of our boats, it has extra glued on, you know, thicker rubber pieces. But this one's just basically a PVC sheet. I mean, we'll see how long it lasts.
Mechanic.
All right, so we're gonna add a little more power, 6.5, an extra half horsepower, and a 4-stroke. I'm gonna throw it on this boat. With the 4-stroke, it doesn't come with a mounted fuel tank, so we'll have to get a fuel tank. All right, get it centered. And with our transom plate moved up, it should hold better. Well, I'll be darned, I got it centered there. All right. All right, so we put the 6.5 on here. So we put the 6.5 on here. Seem to be having some engine issues. The trim, I changed it up. We keep getting overspin, but you know, we're gonna go back and put a 12 horsepower on it just to see what she does. This thing's only rated for 5 horsepower, but let's see what it does. All right, let's see what she does. Oh, bro, almost 17 miles per hour. And that thing is wicked. There is no steering. At that speed with a flat bottom, no steering whatsoever. All right, hold on, let me pull my mic off and we're gonna get funky with it. I don't wanna damage any gear. All right. I almost lost my lighting band. Woo! Holy shit, this thing's full of water. Okay, so full speed with the 12 on a turn. Although, I wish I could film it. Probably need to get a waterproof GoPro because this floor is just, it's like a whole wake center just throwing everything at you. Woo! That's I can't, you know what, like and comment, tell us. We'll try the 18 on this, but we're not trying it until I get enough likes and comments because I'm probably gonna get thrown off of it again. This is wicked. It's doing 17 miles an hour. That's as fast as our pontoon boat can go. Well, let's do it again. Slinging every bit of water. So I'm not only getting water splashed from the side of the boat, but it's literally just throwing water straight up out of my face. But it's amazing. just wow. With this short of a boat and a 12 horsepower, this thing feels kind of like a jet ski in all honesty, except for you just don't have any steering. But, you know, for a $329 boat off of Amazon, we still got to figure out if we can register it. It does say it has a serial number starboard side. But, you know, like and comment and let us know if you want to see the 18 on here. Because the 18 horsepower on here may be too much weight and we may break the transom. So, yeah, just tell us if you want to see that. And, hey, like and subscribe and follow us for more. Let's get back at it.